Hey, how you doing? It's me, it's Paul Carpenter. This one is called Accomplishing Goals. I start in 5 seconds. This is number 3 of 365, part 2. Here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I hope that wherever you are is doing good for you. And I hope that let's start it again. Hey, good afternoon, good afternoon, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I hope that wherever you are is good, and I hope wherever you are is good for you. My name is Paul Carpenter, and this one is called Accomplishing Goals. A year ago, I started this thing called 365. I was going to do one video every day for 365 days, no matter what. I would find a way. Even if I had to record the video and then post it later, I would find a way. I did 362 videos. I missed the last 3 videos. I didn't even think about it, okay? I was madly in love. It was the beginning of apocalyptic romance. And it was this experience that I was like having, and the 365 kind of went away. And there's 3 videos that I never shot because I was pulled away, and I allowed myself to be pulled away at the last second. 3 days, 2 to 3 days. What was wrong with me? And you have to understand that I made a contract with myself. I didn't make a contract with anybody else. I made a contract with myself that said I would do something and I would make 365 videos, and I didn't do it. And then I'm wondering why the universe is mad at me. So, today's video is dual-fold. Two little pieces here. The first piece is, be careful what you say. Especially be careful what you say to yourself. And be careful what contracts you place with yourself. Because by doing so, you're playing with a very intense thing, which is your life. And if you tell the world, and you have a whole entire group of people that you've told that you were going to do something, and you've been showing them on a daily basis your effort, and you stop 3 days before the end, how does that not create negative energy in your life? At least a ripple. And how large is that ripple? That small little boom can turn into a massive tsunami later on. So it's like, wow. Accomplish your goals. Don't just go out there and say, blah, blah. Do it. If you're going to say it, you're going to do it. Because if you don't, there's a lot of negative energy that comes to it. And it's something that's really heavy. So, do me a favor today. Set a goal. Set a goal for yourself. A hard one. A video every day for 365. It's not easy. Set that up and say to yourself, I'm going to do it. No questions asked. I will find a way. And do it all the way through. This is number 3 of 365. I'm going to do it. No questions asked. And I'm going to feel very accomplished at the end of this year. And a lot of people are like, hey, but wait a second, Paul, why are you starting this at the end, middle, weird part of a year? What is it? Because the truth is, it doesn't matter when you start. None of that matters. You start. That means you're moving forward. And so anything else doesn't really matter. You see what I'm saying? What really matters is that you started. So whether you started on January 1st or November 29th, I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's 365 from that place. And that's the way we should look at the world, you know? We only have these modalities, you know, Thanksgiving and Christmas and Valentine's. They're modalities to keep you understanding what the year is, where the year is, and what's happening within that year, the flow of a year, right? Oh, look, it's spring, we're in love. Oh, look, it's winter, it's Halloween. And so just look at that like you're creating your own calendar, your own internal clock that you've decided today is the day I'm going to make that decision. Today is the day I'm going to start making that goal, and I will accomplish that goal. And you don't stop 3 days before the end. Don't do that. Don't let anybody else come in and stop your commitment to yourself. Because that commitment to yourself is the way that you love yourself. That commitment to yourself is the way that you don't allow negativity in your life. Because without that, what do we have? Without that commitment of saying, look, I'm no longer going to allow this in my life. And you just don't allow it anymore. And it's hard. It's not easy, man. I'm dealing with it myself right now. You know, like every couple minutes, I think of my past lover. Seconds pass by, I think about her. While I'm making this video, I started talking about her. So, in that alone, there's a want to run and chase after her again. I've been psychotic, guys. I've knocked on her window at 5 in the morning. I've written her crazy letters. Jesus Christ. I've done it all. I'm like a fucking little kid that fell in love for the first time. I feel like I'm 12 years old and I have no control over my actions. I find myself in my car driving to her house at like 2 in the morning. What is wrong with me? I'll tell you what's wrong with me. I'm in love. I'm in love. And when you are, you'll do some crazy shit. You will do some crazy shit. Because you don't want what feels so good to go away. You just, you know, there's so many things in our life that create pain and trauma. And so when there's something nice, even if it's like kind of, there's some bad stuff along the way with it, you're like, but I just have this thing that's nice. But that's just struggling to survive, my friends. That's not thriving. That's not having an awesome relationship that you don't have to, like somebody said this to me and I was like, oh wow, I needed to hear this. And she wrote, you know, now that I'm out of the relationship, I never want to be in another relationship where I'm like just chasing after you, you know, just so that I can feel loved. And I was like, wow, I needed to hear that. You know, it's a two-way street. Life is a two-way street. Love is a two-way street. And if life is a two-way street, then just as much as you can go back, you can go forward. And there's no, it's like a painting. Like when Bob Ross used to paint and he would make a mistake, he's like, oh, happy little accident. That's all it is. Just, you know, be aware that it's never going to always be good. And there's always going to be like super rough, nasty moments. And you must take responsibility for those moments, even if somebody else's actions were the default register for when you noticed what happened was wrong. I hope that made sense. Okay? Because a lot of times what we like to do is we like to point fingers at the person for hurting us. But we don't want to be responsible for the actions and words that we used or the lies that we told or the things that we did that created that engagement from somebody else. And so if we can't take our responsibility, what are we going to do? How are we going to grow? We're not. It just won't happen. And then we're not doing what we're supposed to do here. In my opinion, I think the only thing we're supposed to do here is grow. Share, love, give, grow, learn. Woo! That's it. and just repeat the cycle. It's not about the money. It's not about the cars. It's not about the women. It's not about any of that. It's about the relationships. With that, my friends, I finished this with, this one was number 3 of 365, called Accomplish Your Goals. Don't stop 3 days before the end, you idiot. Talking to myself right now, by the way. Listen, please go out of the world and do something nice for somebody else, because it does start with you. And if you can't, because you're agoraphobic or you don't like people or whatever it is, then do something nice for yourself. Because if you can do something nice for yourself, then you can do something nice for somebody else. Thoughts, feelings, moods, actions also works in reverse: action, mood, feeling, thought. So that says that if you're super depressed, i.e. that's your action's depressed, then change the mood, change the feeling, change the thought, or change the action would change the mood, change the feeling, change the thought. And if you're in a good mood and you just want to keep moving forward and do awesome things, then, do that. Have good thoughts, have good feelings, have good emotions, and then you'll have good actions. And with that, my friends, number 2 is please don't get caught up in all the crazy stuff, because if you think about all the crazy stuff, that's all you'll get. And number 3, please like, share, subscribe. Send this to somebody who might want to see it. I truly appreciate you. I hope you stay on this journey with me this year. Thank you for your time, and I love you so much. I'll see you on the other side.